Hey, so today Elizabeth and I are heading back to London. We're going to go to both games of the 2023 MLB London series between the Chicago Cubs and the St. Louis Cardinals. We're both huge St. Louis Cardinals fan. We actually got engaged at a St. Louis Cardinals game at Busch Stadium. So we've been watching and loving the Cardinals our entire lives. We've been to a few Cardinals games in Busch. We've been to a couple Cubs games at Wrigley. As you might have seen before, we did go to London in October last year, I believe, for an NFL game at Tottenham Stadium. That was a really cool experience. You should go check out that vlog if you have not already. This is our first trip back from like a couple weeks break, a few weeks. We had Jen and Drew here, but we were both very excited when we heard about the London series because getting to London from Munich is relatively easy. So we ended up buying tickets to both games, and then, oh, this is my train, so I gotta stop my intro. Anyways, I'm not really sure where I am at this point in the intro, but like I said, we're going to London. We're currently on the way to the airport. It is 6:30 in the morning. Our flight is in like an hour and a half or something like that. We get there today. The game is not until tomorrow, Saturday, June 24th, and then we go to another game on Sunday, June 25th, and then we head home. I'm really excited to see what the London Stadium looks like when it's turned into a baseball field. And I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that maybe Wainwright will be pitching one of the games. I haven't seen him pitch in a couple years now, and I think it's likely his last season. So that would be really cool if they had him pitch at least a little bit during the London series. I know he's been hurt and stuff. Otherwise, we're both excited, and otherwise, let's go see what the British do with American baseball. Our flight was just canceled, and I can't find another flight to London today, and the game is pretty early tomorrow. That was stressful as hell. We got a notification about halfway to the airport on the train that our flight was canceled, and we were not able to find any alternative flights using the apps or using their assistant features. Sorry for the wind. So we get there, and there was a very short clip, but the line was literally snaking around the airport terminal, like the security area. Like it went back and forth at least probably 5 times. So I called the American number of Lufthansa because I really didn't want to deal with like the German, because like the German number only speaks German, which makes sense and everything. But I talked to a very nice customer service agent named Angela. She was able to set us both up on a one-stop flight that will go through Brussels in about 7 hours. So we should still make it. We had plans to get some food today at a restaurant we really liked last time we were in London, but that won't happen today, obviously. We have tickets to go see Hamilton again. We saw Hamilton last time, but we have tickets to go see it again. We should be able to make those tickets. I think that the show is at 7:30. We land in London at 5:05, so it might be cutting it a little close. But otherwise, that was very stressful, especially like the flight's supposed to be boarding in 40 minutes. So we were already kind of late to the airport compared to like American standards, but we're gonna head back to the apartment. I actually left my headphones at the apartment, so we can go back, grab those, rest for a little bit, and then keep going. But hopefully our flight to Brussels at 2:20, I think. Hopefully that does not get canceled, and then we have another flight from Brussels to London. So let's go back to the apartment. I received an update from Lufthansa. They said that they had to cancel that flight due to weather. So I do not get to claim any compensation for it or anything. But that's okay. We got back to the apartment. I had some errands I needed to run anyways that were going to have to wait until after I got back. But now I have some time to do that. It is currently like 9 o'clock. So now we just wait, I think an hour or two more, and then head to the airport. Well, at least we're in the airport and our plane has not been canceled yet. That's progress from last time.
For
And another one bites the dust. So that flight was canceled, and the automatic rescheduling put us on a flight that would have been an overnight layover in Zurich. So I called and I changed it to the first thing in the morning. It would be 7:15 a.m. from Munich to London. Hopefully they can figure out the weather impact by then. So definitely not making Hamilton. I'm just fingers crossed that we will make tomorrow's game at this point. We will get to London like 8:15, and I think the gates open for the game tomorrow at 3, I think. So we have a couple hours to figure it out tomorrow if that one does get canceled. But I guess it's back to the apartment again. All right, it's been a bit since I did an update. We are currently scheduled, I think I said this, for a 7:15 first flight out. Tomorrow's weather does look better. Hopefully they figure out what else is going on. I think it's like the planes were in the wrong spots and there was some bad weather up north in northern Germany, so none of the planes could get here to go elsewhere. Who knows? So we are going to actually get a hotel room at the Hilton here at the airport. And then that should be covered by the Chase Sapphire Preferred card, by the benefits of our card. Fingers crossed that that one does not get canceled. If that one gets canceled, I'm not really sure what we will end up doing, but we'll figure something out. So we just got into the hotel room. It was a little more expensive than I would have liked, but I called Chase, and according to them, per ticket booked, for a travel delay of at least 12 hours, we get around $500 per ticket that we have to file online for food, an overnight stay, toiletries, whatever else we need. And now we just have to kind of cross our fingers that the flight tomorrow at 7:15 a.m. doesn't get canceled or delayed, because at that point we are definitely not making tomorrow's game. And then we just have to hope maybe we can make it for Sunday's game. This is not exactly how I was planning on spending this Friday. I was hoping to be in London about 2.5 hours ago, maybe 3 hours ago. But, these things happen. The weather outside looks actually pretty good. But I think it's, like I said earlier, I think it was some weather up north. Tomorrow is apparently supposed to be super pleasant. So hopefully they can get their planes in order. But for now, I'm going to take a little break. Probably order some food, just rest up. It's been a long day and we have gone exactly nowhere. But stay tuned for more. It's about 4:45 this morning. We just woke up. And here's to hoping that our 7:15 plane does not end up getting canceled. We'll see, can't make the plane appear. So let's head over to London. We're boarding. Alrighty, well, we're finally boarding. So at least we're gonna get to London. We'll have plenty of time, I think, to go drop stuff off and then head to Trafalgar Square, London Stadium, or whatever. So we finally made it to London. I was planning on being here about 24 hours ago, but we finally made it. We only missed a couple things on our planned trip. It's currently about 10 a.m. We are actually planning on dropping our stuff off at the Airbnb. Then we're gonna head to the British Museum. If you're only really interested in watching the baseball parts, there will be chapter markers down below, and so you can fast forward a little bit. But otherwise, enjoy the British Museum. Like I said, first we're gonna drop our stuff off though. I do know that last year I was reading an article where somebody high up in the Egypt government or in the Egypt something was calling on the British Museum to return the Rosetta Stone to Egypt. Haven't seen any updates since I think last year, but it was really cool to see. But maybe it does belong back in Egypt. So now that we're done with the British Museum, we're gonna head down to Trafalgar Square. I've been seeing on Twitter that there's an MLB experience down there, so we're gonna go check that out. One of the main reasons we came to London, like I said earlier in the vlog, is to go see the MLB games between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Chicago Cubs. So first we're gonna go to Trafalgar Square, check all that out, and then the gates open for today's game in about 3 hours. So we might head over there an hour, half an hour before that. One thing I haven't pointed out yet is that I'm actually wearing my Little League uniform from, like, at this point 13, 14 years ago. I'm not really sure when I was on this team, but apparently it was either big enough then or I haven't grown enough since then to warrant not fitting into. It's a little snug in, like, the shoulders mainly. The stomach's fine and the length is surprisingly fine. I also don't have a hat. I left my Cardinals hats actually in the United States because I was not expecting to need them. Didn't think that they'd be playing a game anywhere else other than the U.S. I also plan on buying a hat and a T-shirt at the stadium. You know, they have special T-shirts and stuff. Walking along, there's been a steady uptick in baseball jerseys or baseball shirts heading towards Trafalgar Square, which makes me think that we're heading the right direction. Oh yeah. Our bus randomly terminated at St. Paul's Cathedral, so we got a chance to check it out. Now we have to walk to the Mansion House underground stop. The underground is a lot cooler than that bus was, but almost there. There's currently a 30% chance of thunder and lightning and rain and stuff starting at 5 p.m. One thing that I've noticed, or that we've noticed living in Munich, is that the Apple weather app in Europe is kind of hit or miss a lot. So hopefully it stays clear. It's pretty cloudy right now though. One thing I'm excited about for these games is that this will be the first time I get the chance to see the MLB games with the new time rules. I've heard from my dad and my sister that they've really sped up the game with these new pitching clock rules and the batting clock rules. And I'm curious to see how long the games are now, because before they were out 3 hours long on average. And now I'm reading that's 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes on average. So it's quite a reduction in time. We're gonna go hop on the Elizabeth line and head eastward to London Stadium. It's the home of West Ham here in London. Are you excited for the game?
Yeah.
So while we wait here in line, I did just find out, I think, according to MLB.com, that Adam Wainwright is going to be pitching today. So that's going to be really cool. I saw him, Elizabeth and I saw him at Busch last year, and I thought that was going to be the last time I ever saw him pitch. But it'll be really cool to see him pitch today. So far, batting practice is over. Everybody that was over here cleared out. I have to talk really loud, and I'll have to mess with the audio in order to not get the copywritten music in this part, hopefully. But now it's just about an hour, and then it'll be first pitch. Otherwise, stadium is nice. There's a nice covered area. Pretty good. This inning's not quite going how I wanted it to go. Alrighty, well that was not the result that we were necessarily looking for. Cardinals ended up losing 9-1. There were 54,000 people in attendance. That's kind of below. I think the stadium would have fit 60,000. Now it's time to head back to the Airbnb, get some rest, and then get ready for the game tomorrow. It's a little earlier tomorrow. I think the game starts at 3:10 tomorrow instead of 6:10. They're occasionally stopping us to hopefully relieve some traffic on the train line. Like they'll stop us for like a minute and then let us go again and stop us and let us go, and we'll see how much it helps. It's still the same amount of people, and there's some people now running ahead. We'll see. It should help, but I don't think this train ride is going to be comfortable.
The congestion down towards Stratford Station, right? So I'm going to see you going to be very shortly.
It was definitely cool to see Wainwright pitch. It's unfortunate that he lost the ERAs of Wainwright and a lot of the relievers of the Cardinals was not that good. I think Wainwright was like a 6 for the season so far. Some of the other pitchers were like 4 point something or 5 point something, and whatever. It was still fun. It was still a fun time to go see the Cardinals play, especially in this new environment. We got some new merch. Yeah, everything worked out. One positive aspect of them doing that 30 or 60 second hold is that train was nowhere near as packed as the NFL game in London. I'll see if I can find a clip and put it here.
Who's touching me? Oh, it's everyone.
As you can see, the NFL game in London, the train was jam-packed. It was basically unsafe. But I could have stretched my legs out. It was great. We could have had seats, and I feel like this was much more well planned. All right, I think that's going to be where this part will end. Tomorrow we head to game 2 of this 2-game series. Like I said earlier, the gates open at noon, and the game is at 3 p.m. So fast forward to tomorrow. Alrighty, welcome to day 2 of our trip to London. Today we're going to see the second game between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Chicago Cubs. I'm not really sure who the starting pitchers are at this point. I'm pretty sure they've probably been posted online. I just haven't really checked. First thing though, we're gonna go grab some breakfast. Alright, that was really good breakfast. Now it's time to head to the stadium. There's some problems with the train to the stadium, but I found a friendly local that is helping me get to the stadium. So that's nice of them.
Start it up.
That sun is quite a bit hotter right now than it was yesterday, but just to make sure to drink some water. I didn't bring any with me, but I'll get some inside the stadium. And the lines are forming. They should be opening up here shortly. Let's go in the stadium. Well, I've already made some friends with some people from Germany, so that was pretty cool. Time to get some beer. the Cardinals did get the win. It was insanely hot inside that stadium. There was no breeze. And you might be able to see behind me, there's a huge breeze going on outside. But that stadium gets zero breeze going into the actual stadium itself. Somebody on not my row, but like 2 rows in front of us ended up like passing out. And they had to have like medical people come check her out. She ended up being fine. But the Cardinals got the win. That person was okay. Everything was good. Someone ended up catching a ball from an outfielder right next to me. I tried to catch it, but I decided that they could. I didn't want to go for it too hard because they were pretty cool. I'm really glad we came to the game, or both games actually. Today was a good game. It was really hot, like I said. It was a lot closer today. There was a balk. There was some really cool like edge case kind of baseball kind of things. You don't see a lot, but now it's time to try to navigate home or back to the Airbnb. But I think that's going to be where this vlog will end. You'll probably see some random clips on the way home. But Elizabeth just left to go catch her play. It was a play that went wrong or play that goes wrong. I can't remember which. I think she'll make it in time. It starts in about 30 minutes, but I decided I've already seen that. I didn't need to see it again. But we got a couple more things for some family members, and then yeah, really cool stadium. It's very hot though. It does not let a lot of wind in. It does not let a lot of breeze through. But thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Bye. By the way, shout out to some commenters in our last video for telling us that we don't need to get an Oyster card, and that tapping your phone on the terminal thing does the same thing, and it'll charge you based on how much you actually use it. So thanks for the comments.